भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome everyone. So we'll continue our discussion of fifth canto. So fifth canto we are studying the different dynasties of Priyavrata Maharaj. So Priyavrata Maharaj story we have seen, and then his son Nabhi story we have seen, and his son Rishabhdev's instructions and his duties we have seen. So now we will going to study his son Bharat Maharaj story, very instructive story in Bhagavatam, very Jada Bharat Maharaj. So we call Bharatavarsha. So that Bharatavarsha name actually came from this Bharat Maharaj. So there are three Bharats in the history of Vedic literature. One is this Bharat Maharaj, who is the son of Rishabhadev, and the other Bharat Maharaj is brother of Lord Ram, and the other Bharat Maharaj is the dynasty in which Pandavas have come. So these are the three people of Bharat Maharaj name. And sometimes it is said that because of these three people we got the Bharatavarsha. But in general, Bhagavatam it says that because till the time of Rishabhadev was the son of Nabi. So the place they were ruling, that is called as Ajanaba Varsha. Now this Bhagavatam here in the one shloka it says that because it was ruled by King Bharat, from that time it was being called as Bharatavarsha. So the that's how this personality Bharat Maharaj is so great that we are still remembering him by calling our country or our. Actually, Bharatavarsha refers to not only our India, but it much more than India. It's like all our whole planet is also Bharatvarsha only. If you study geography, it will come later. So Bharat Maharaj, his activities are narrated through around 8 chapters from now onwards. Like three chapters, two chapters describe about his life as Bharat Maharaj, and then he became a deer because of attachment to a deer. Then he again was born as a Jada Bharat, as a Brahmana. and how he instructs. So all these teachings, they are covered in around 8 chapters. We'll discuss slowly one of them, very, very instructive. So activities of Bharat Maharaj. So like Bharat Maharaj, as we know, previous chapter, Rishabhdev was saying Bharat was a pure devotee, Mahabhagavat. You worship Bharat Maharaj. Like that, he is instructing all his younger brothers to worship or serve Bharat Maharaj. So he was such a great personality. So now that Bharat Maharaj, after Rishabhdev, he made him as a king and he left the kingdom. So Bharat Maharaj, according to the instructions of his father, he is very nicely ruling his kingdom. And most importantly, it was mentioned that he had lot of affection for his citizens. So, and because of that affection, he was very nicely ruling. So, most importantly, king while ruling, the important thing to have is that have some love and affection for the subjects. Then only they will be ruled. So, in there is in caring someone or caring someone, it was mentioned that care as a our one devotee here, he mentions that caring like for any senior or any person in the leadership position, he has to take when he has to take care of his subordinates or anyone who is depending upon him, the care, there should be genuine concern for them, all the people who are depending upon them. That is like care as a concern. And also there should be some systems in place how to take care of them also. So only just matter of some concern in the heart, that will not that may not do good actual good for them. So therefore there needs to be a practical action or some systems in place to take care of them. And if only systems are there and there is no concern for the person how he is taking care, then also it will not work. So both care as a concern and care as a system, both should work. So as a king, he is ruling. The Bharat Maharaj had affection, which shows that he has concern, and as well as by establishing codes and conduct, he is very nicely ruling. So in that way, he is ruling. So he married a woman called as Panchajani, who is the daughter of Vishwarupa, and through her he created 5 sons. And so, as mentioned previously, this land was called as Ajanaba Varsha, but from Bharat Maharaja's rule, it became Bharata Varsha. So, such is the glory of this person that we are being called as Bharata Varsha. So, like he was so learned, and just like his father and grandfather Nabi and Rishabdev, how they protected citizens, he protected them as well as he engaged them in their respective duties. The main duties that a king possesses is that he should be engaging all the subjects in their respective duties of Varna and Ashrama, and also following them in the path of Dharma, and leading them in also in performing devotional service. So all these things he was performing. So in this way, he is very nicely ruling. And at the same time, the kings in Vedic time, the like one of the main responsibility, as it is mentioned, is engage the citizens in Varnashram Dharma, and at the same time, they need organize the performance of sacrifices. So sacrifices are one of the uh, main important thing uh, in the Vedic culture, because sacrifice is one of the principles, because everyone receives so many benefits from devatas and the supreme lord. So it is a sacrifices is a karma kanda ritual which is established by Vedas to reciprocate to the benedictions that one is receiving through Devatas and the Supreme Lord. So, and every follower of Vedic culture, they used to perform Vedic sacrifices regularly, especially the kings and others. But nowadays it is very rare to see. But at least that was the system, because Karmakanda situations, the rituals were there. So Bharat Maharaj also, he also worshipped the Lord in the form of sacrifice, because Lord is said to be in the form of these sacrifices. Lord is also the form of sacrifices. Yajna Kratu Rupam, Lord exists. So by all these different sacrifices, some of the sacrifices that are mentioned, like Agnihotra, Darsha, Purnamasya, Chaturmasya, Soma sacrifices. Some of the sacrifices involves animal sacrifice also. So these sacrifices, some complete, some partial. So, which he used to perform with some like with different. Some he used to completely perform. Some he used to perform with some elements. And these are some of the sacrifices are small. Some of the sacrifices are very huge. So like that to perform, and he used to in that sacrifice. Any sacrifice contains four personalities, Chaturhotra. So the like priests, four kinds of priests will be there. One person who is managing the sacrifice, one who is offering the into the sacrifice, one who is calculating, reciting the mantras, Samaveda and everything, and one who is like singing. So like that, four personalities are there. So all these properly engage all the priests, and in this way he performed these karmakanda rituals. So in this way, he is performing uh, these sacrifices. So now there is a one big discussion that will come, like all these sacrifices we are discussing. Now Bharat Maharaj is considered to be a pure devotee of the Lord. So pure devotee of the Lord means completely like Mahabhagavata, it is mentioned. So he is a pure devotee, and generally the Vedic processes, different processes that are mentioned, they which person who should follow which rule, that is actually determined by one's adhikara. Adhikara means one's faith, where that person's faith lies. Based on that faith, he performs some activities. So it was mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that who is the eligible person to perform karma kande activities, who is the eligible person to perform jnana kanda, and who is the person who is eligible to perform bhakti process. So it was mentioned that unless one develops faith in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, till that time one has to perform karma kanda activities. So there is a shloka Krishna says in Uddhav Gita in 11th chapter, 11th canto. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata madkata shravanadavo shraddha yavan na jayate. So as long as one doesn't develop shraddha means faith in my glories, hearing and chanting my glories, till that time a person should perform these karma kanda activities. Tavat karmani kurvita, all the regulative principles mentioned in the Vedas for performing, worshipping, sacrifices, all these things. Or na nirvidyate avada, or as until one becomes completely detached. So either two conditions are there to give up karma kandi activities. One is to get detached from all the sense gratification, or one develops faith in hearing and chanting the glories of Supreme Lord. So unless he develops these two things, he has to perform karmakanda activities. He should not give them up. So, but Bharat Maharaj here, he is mentioned as Mahabhagavat. Mahabhagavat means like he has complete faith in the path of bhakti. So why he is performing sacrifices, karmakanda activities, which are meant for karma, like people who have that shraddha, karmakandi shraddha. So, uh, how is it that Bharat Maharaj, as like ordinary person, he is performing sacrifices and enjoying its results? So for that, in order to answer, Bhagavatam says that he performed those all those karmakandi sacrifices in a particular mentality. So what is that mentality? That we'll see. So he is performing that all these sacrifices like any pious activity, any karmakanda activity, anything if one performs, generally the motivation is to get some result. So the result of this karmakanda activity is here it is called as apurvam. Apurvam in the sense immediately as soon as one performs some karmakanda activity, he may not immediately experience the result, but that result is there in future where he will get experience that result. He can experience that result. So therefore, it is called as apurvam. So if we generally the karmakandi people, if they want the results, like he want to enjoy those results, then those results that person who has performed, he can enjoy those results. But if he doesn't want to enjoy, his desire is not so strong to enjoy those results. He may be performing it to please certain devatas. So therefore, those results will go to the devatas who are performing. Now, this Bharat Maharaj, he completely doesn't have any material desires. He doesn't have any inclination to enjoy those material results that are coming from Karma Kanda. So therefore, maybe then those results should go to devatas. But the Bharat Maharaj, he offered all those results to Supreme Lord Vasudeva only. So in this way, he he thought that Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord, he is the enjoyer of the results of sacrifice, Yajna Purusha, and he is also the Supreme Lord, is the controller of all devatas. So generally in the yajna, when they perform, they use several mantras. So those mantras actually reveal the devatas. So, but the Vasudeva is controller of all these devatas also. So therefore, all the results of this sacrifice should go to Vasudeva. So that is the mentality. First thing is that he doesn't have any material desires to enjoy, and whatever the results are coming, those results are directed to Vasudeva. So that is the first mentality he has. So, and then now, like he may not be the enjoyer of the results, but still he is the performer of the sacrifice. So why he is performing in some activity, karma kanda activities, which is not bhakti? That question may also arise. So then he understood that actually he is not the performer of sacrifice. He understood that actually the Lord Vishnu, Vasudeva, is the performer of the activities. Because only Lord Vishnu is the independent doer. Whoever else, everyone depends on Lord Vishnu to perform activities. So therefore, he understood that and he is the Lord Vishnu, is the one who inspires as Antaryami all the actions. So therefore, he is actually the performer. So if one says that the person who is actually performing, then actually he is the sponsorer. Sponsorer means actually he is the one who is sponsoring all the sacrifice to perform. But actually the sacrifice is being conducted by the priests who are putting all the ghee and other items in the sacrifice. So therefore, then he should not be the doer. The priest should be the doer. So therefore, And even the priests are also not independent, but the Supreme Lord is actually the doer. So therefore, in Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra, it was mentioned that Yajna book, Yajna Krut, Yajna. Lord is called in the three names. Yajna book. So Lord Vishnu is the enjoyer of all the yajnas. Yajna Krut. Lord Vishnu is actually the performer of sacrifice itself. So he is actually the doer. And Yajna. And Lord Vishnu is Yajna also itself. Yajna itself is. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Kraturaham, Aham Kraturaham Ajna, Aham Kraturaham Yajna, Swadaham Aham Aushadam, Mantroham Ahamevajyam, Aham Mantroham Ahamevajyam, Aham. He is the one who is the ritual itself. He is the yajna itself. He is the performer, mantra. So all these things are actually Krishna only. So therefore, he is also performer of the sacrifice. So therefore, in this way, the Jiva is always not the doer, but Lord is the doer. Lord is independent. And if Jiva thinks that he is performing all the activities, then out of it, he is like in ignorance and he becomes bound up. So in this way, Bharat Maharaj thought that he is not the doer. So this is the one more mentality that Bharat Maharaj has. First of all, he doesn't have any inclination to enjoy the results of Karma Kanda. Then he is thinking that I am not the doer. That is another mentality that he has. And then, so that is his skillful way of thinking. So therefore, he is not accruing any kind of impressions or wrong impressions in his mind, although he is doing karma kandi activities. So, and also, like all the priests are doing this activity, and he doesn't this like Bharat Maharaj, he did not have faith in this karma kanda process. His faith is in bhakti. His faith is not in performing sacrifices. So therefore, whoever, like whatever activity one performs, if he performs without any faith, he will not get any results. So that is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastattam कृतं च यत् असत् इति उच्यते पार्थ न च तत् प्रेत्य नो इह. O Partha, whatever uh, offered in the fire, like fire sacrifice, or if someone gives charity, or someone performs some austerity, if someone performs without any faith, then it is called asat only. So because it will not give any results. So faith is the main ingredient in whatever activities one performs. So he doesn't have any faith in those karma kandi activities, in the sense he does not want all those results, and his main faith is in bhakti. So therefore, the he he all his actions, he renounced all those results. So similarly, Ambarish Maharaj also, the example comes in ninth canto, that he also full day he was performing pure devotional service, but he is performing sacrifices. He is a king, so therefore sacrifices are part of a king to perform, which are coming from the tradition from the father and grandfather, etc. So he used to engage his representatives and they used to perform sacrifice, and he used to absorb himself in bhakti. That's how Ambarish Maharaj used to do. So similarly, many gruhasthas, many family traditions may be there, such as marriage and other rituals, which may involve so many activities of karma. So they perform in such a way that they will not get entangled in them. So and they at the same time they will not avoid them, because they don't want to they don't want to destroy those family cultures. So in this way, they skillfully perform those activities. So, and then so therefore, because he doesn't have any inclination to enjoy the pure devotional service, the definition that was given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is Anya abhilashita shunyam. That means that person should not have any kind of desires and like other than worshipping the Lord. Jnana karmadi anavritam. And his bhakti should not get covered by karma and jnana, karma kandi activities and jnana yoga, which aims at merging into the Lord. So when a person is engaging his representatives in karma kanda activities, so therefore his bhakti is not covered by karma because he is not directly doing. So in the some people explain like that also. So his bhakti remains pure although he is engaging in karma, employing an agent, because his bhakti is not covered. And also, uh, like okay, he does not want to enjoy, but he is also not performing karma. He is engaging others, but uh, he is worshipping many devatas. So generally, ananya bhakti means Ananya. Ananya means one is only solely depending upon the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, and not others. So that is Ananya Bhakti. So not others means not other devatas, he doesn't depend upon other devatas. But here in the sacrifices, it involves worship of many devatas. So his Ananya Bhakti may be compromised. So how is that not compromised? So that mentality is also mentioned. While performing all these sacrifices, he was thinking all the devatas as the limbs of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. For example, it was mentioned that Indra is the representative of the hand of the Lord, arm of the Lord. And Surya is the eye of the Supreme Lord. Before in second canto also we have seen how the Lord, like all the universal form that we are seeing, the eyes are represented by sun and moon of the Supreme Lord. So similarly, all the devatas, they are all different limbs of the Supreme Lord in one sense. So when offering sacrifices like Indraya Swaha, Suryaya Swaha, what Bharat Maharaj was thinking is that whenever Indraya Swaha, something is offered, then he is thinking, I am offering this sacrifice, this thing to the arm of the Supreme Lord. Suryaya Swaha, I am offering this offering to eye of the Supreme Lord to give pleasure to the eye of the Lord. So in this way, although the worship of the devatas are there, because the devatas are not independent and he is seeing in connection with the Lord, his ananya exclusive bhakti towards the Lord is not destroyed. So devotees, they can worship the devatas, but they see the connection of the devatas with the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Govinda. For example, in Brahma Samhita, there are all the different devatas, they are worshipped in connection with Lord Govinda. Yachkshuresha Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Rasesha Teja Yasyajnaya Brahmati Sambrutakala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Govinda, I worship Govinda. He is worshipping, he is saying that Chakshuresha, his eye is the Savita. Savita is sun god. So sun god that we are seeing is actually the eye of the Supreme Lord. So and because of the because of sun god, this Kala Chakra is moving and everyone is receiving their results. So and he is the like so in this way the Surya Devata is worshipped in connection with Govinda. Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So similarly, others like Srushti Stuti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibhatti Durga Ichchanurupamapi Yasya Chacheshtate Sa Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Mother Durga, she is actually the Lord's Icha Shakti who is running this whole material world. So Durga's connection with the Lord is Durga is Lord's external energy, Mama Maya. So in that sense, Srushti, Stuti, Pralaya, Sadhana, all these things, Srushti, creation, maintenance, destruction, everything is carried out by Mother Durga on the order of Supreme Lord Vishnu, Govinda. I worship Lord that Govinda. So everything, every personality, and Lord Shiva, it was mentioned that क्षीरं यदा दधि विकार विशेष योगात् संजायते नहि ततः पृथगस्ति हेतो यः शम्भुतामपि तदा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Just like milk transforms into curd, similarly, the Lord Vishnu, when he comes in touch with the modes, he becomes kind of Shiva. So, and he kind of involves in developing all this world. So to that Lord Govinda I worship. So we are seeing connection of Shiva with Lord Vishnu. So Vishnu as the origin of Lord Shiva, in particular connection with the universe. In this way, we are seeing all the respective personalities in connection with the Lord and worshipping them. So in this way, by this mentality, Bharat Maharaj, although he is performing so many sacrifices, he is still called as Mahabhagavata. So in this way, he understood that he does not want to enjoy karma kandi results. He understood that he is not the doer, and he offered all the results of the sacrifices to Lord Vasudev, and all the devatas that he is performing, he saw all of them as the limbs of Lord Vasudev and offered them. So actually, his purpose is to worship Lord Vasudev. So in this way, he skillfully performed this karma kanda activities. Therefore, his ananya bhakti is not compromised. So in this way, is performing, and also at the same time, while performing sacrifice, he is also uh, performing bhakti, and because of that, like he is already a pure devotee, so therefore his heart is like full shuddha sattva, and his bhakti increased like day by day with intensity, and in this way he is directed his bhakti towards Vasudeva, and who is also having Brahman aspect and Paramatma aspect, who is situated in everyone's heart. So that Lord Vishnu, Lord of Vaikuntha, his form is described. He is having Srivatsa, Kaustubha, Garland, Shankachakra, Gadadhara, and who is situated in everyone's heart in human form. So to that Lord, he is completely worshipping. So he kind of, while worshipping, he has worshipped like this is like Satya Yuga. So that time the lifetime is very, very huge. He worshipped for so long time, and after worshipping that, then he again he handed over his uh, kingdom to his sons, and then he left house and he went to a ashram called as Pulaha Ashram. So there, Pulaha Ashram, he kind of retired, and there he was performing worship towards the Lord. So that Pulahashram is glorified, that Pulahashram, there even the Lord is visible, even like sometimes he is visible for the devotees who reside in that place. In that way he shows sometimes his form. So this Pulahashram is situated in near Gandaki river. So Gandaki river, it is somewhere near Nepal. So in that Gandaki river is also called as Chakra Nadi. So in that Gandaki river, uh, there is that Gandaki river is very, very famous, very purifying river. And there also in that river there are some kind of stones that are available. So those are called as Shaligrama. So in that because those holes, those stones, they are by some kind of insects, some chakras are formed. So therefore, they are called as Shaligrama, and they are also called as Chakra. That liver is also called as Chakra Nadi. And so basically, this place there is a background also. Actually, there is a story of Tulasi Maharani. She came to from spiritual world to the material world, and there is some pastime is there with the Lord Vishnu. So because in that pastime, Tulsi Maharani only becomes Gandaki river, and that Lord Vishnu only so turns into these Shaligram Shilas. So Shaligram Shilas, if someone knows, if maybe some of you might have seen some Shaligram Shilas. So Shaligram Shilas means basically the stones which are available in that river. So there is no need of installing these shilas. One can directly start worshipping these shilas. So the Lord Vishnu is already, Lord Vishnu only is there in the form of those shilas. So therefore, one need not install them. So in our temples also, we worship Shaligram shilas. And it was considered that whoever worships Shaligram Shila, or wherever the place the Shaligram Shila is worshipped, that place will become very opulent and all the good fortune will come. So Shaligram Shila in many ISKCON temples also they worship Shaligram Shila, and there are many pastimes in connection with our deities also. Like one of our Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he went once to this Gandaki river Chakranadi, and he was offering some water. There some 12 Shaligram Shilas have appeared in his hand, and he poured down, and again they came back. He again poured down, again they came back. Then he understood that, oh, these Saligram Shilas, they want to live with me. So he brought all those Saligram Shilas with him, and he was worshipping. And one time, one Brahmana, one merchant or someone came from outside place to Vrindavan, and he offered so many jewelries to all the deities in Vrindavan. So that time, Gopal Bhatta Goswami thought that, oh, like I don't have any the form of the Lord. I only have Shaligram Shilas. Oh, if only I had some form of the Lord, I would have nicely decorated the Lord. So like that he thought. So then from that Shaligram Shila on the Narsim Jayanti day, the deity of Radha Ramanji has appeared. So in the further Gopal Bhatta Goswami. That's how in Vrindavan, Radha Raman's deity is very, very beautiful. And it was mentioned that Radha Ramanji exactly looks like Krishna. So all the parts, three parts, they resemble Madan Mohan, Radha Govind, Radha Gopinath, like that. So so in this way, Radha Raman deity has also come from Shaligram. So Shaligram is, so in that place, Bharat Maharaj is worshipping those Shaligrams and the using Gandaki river, bathing in the supremely auspicious Gandaki river, and he started worshipping in that Pulahashram. So daily he is worshipping the Lord with water, tulasi, some various flowers, leaves, whatever kandamula, phala, whatever is available there, and he is completely free of material desires, and with complete peace, complete happiness, he attained supreme bliss. Param nirvritim avapa. So generally, we also experience while worshipping the Lord, like it is so blissful activity worshipping the Lord, because Lord is in the heart. When someone sincerely worships, he awards lot of bliss in one's heart. So Bharat Maharaj is in complete serenity in that ashram with the pure Gandaki river flowing and worshipping the Lord with simple offerings like Patram Pushpam Balantoyam, Lord said. He is offering some tulsi leaves, water, flowers, whatever things that are available, slowly collecting and with a lot with bhakti and without any other desires. Basically, he doesn't have any other desires to please the Lord. So in that mode, he attained the highest bliss. So that is how he is advanced in his bhakti, and so much so that his heart started melting. So because that bhakti, the Lord is situated in the heart. Bhakti is said to be the like it is like very komala. It's like a butter. The heart should melt. So he attained that stage, Bhava stage kind of thing, where heart is melting, with lot of affection for the Lord is there, and intense attraction is there for the Lord because he is continuously worshipping the Lord. So, so it was mentioned there are certain symptoms if a person is actually advancing in bhakti while chanting or while performing any devotional service, he experiences certain feelings in his heart Sometimes sometimes it is visible, sometimes it is not visible. But the reliable symptoms of an advanced devotee is he constantly performs. There are some 9 symptoms that are given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Namagane Sadaruchi, he always want to chant. He always want to hear the glories of the Lord. He always want to, like, he has love for the places that Lord performs his activities. Asaktistat gunakyane, pritistat vasatistale, namagane sadaruchi. He has a lot of humility in his heart, asakti, lot of attraction for the Lord. So in this way, there are several reliable symptoms are mentioned, but sometimes devotees may also show some of the other symptoms also, like his hair stood on end because of joy. Tears started flowing from his eyes out of affection for the Lord, and his intelligence was completely immersed in the qualities of the Lord. So, in this way, he is experiencing highest bliss in that bhakti yoga while meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, which are like very, uh, which bestow prema, whoever is worshipping the Lord with meditating on that Lord. So, in this way, he was worshipping. He took that vow in worshipping. So sometimes seeing that his intelligence is becoming overcome because of ecstasies, but he wants to worship the Lord. So he is worshipping the Lord with some certain mantras. So he worshipped with a mantra dedicated to Lord Vishnu in the sun. And just like when sun rises, he is worshipping Lord Vishnu. So he is the verse, like that mantra that he is worshipping, it says that the Lord is situated in the sun god. When we see like Gayatri mantra, you might have heard, you know, that Gayatri mantra is also an address to the Lord Vishnu who is situated in sun god. In the scriptures says, Deya Sada Savitru Mandala Madhyavarti Narayana. So the Lord Narayana resides in sun god, Surya Savitru Mandala. In the sun god, he situates in the middle of that sun god. So that Lord is called as Narayana. So one should meditate upon him always. That is a scriptural statement, Shruti statement. So even the Gayatri mantra one chants, that is also worship of Lord Narayana, who is situated in sun god. So one should meditate upon that sun god, and through him, uh, the Lord Vishnu is the fulfiller of all the desires of his devotees, and he has created this whole universe through his will only. And after creating, he entered this world by the power of his Shakti as Antaryami, and he is the one who is situated in everyone's heart. Therefore, he knows the desires of all the jivas, and therefore he maintains all the jivas out of his mercy. So, and he also inspires jiva's intelligence. Through by that, he maintains the jiva. So, in this way, Lord covers all the movements of all the intelligence among all the people. So, let my intelligence also should concentrate on the Lord, and my intelligence should not get covered by any other thing. So, like that, he is worshipping the Lord. So, such is the glory of Bharat Maharaj we are seeing. How he has developed Bhava stage, tears are flowing, a lot of affection. His heart is kind of melting, and such a great personality he has become. He is experiencing highest bliss in the form of in his heart by worshipping Lord Narayana. But such a great Bharat Maharaj, there is a kind of obstacle in his bhakti. So, in the form of a deer, and because of which he became a deer in his next life. So generally, he's a great devotee, he is worshipping the Lord with something. He should be transferred to the Vaikuntha, he should be worshipping the Lord. But he became a deer. So how that happened? We'll see. So there is a particular thing that happens. So Bharata, he was always residing on that Gandaki river. He is regularly going there to Gandaki river and worshipping, like to take bath and other activities. So once he went to that Gandaki river and he sat on the bank of that river and he is worshipping the Lord Krishna with mantras, with several mantras, and he is uh, in this way full with happiness. So that time, a doe is like female deer. He came and because she was thirsty, she want to drink some water. So while drinking some water, suddenly a lion roared. So because of that, this doe is generally the nature of doe is that and in general animals and birds they are always fearful of each other. So this doe is especially very fearful and he has restless eyes. So she became very agitated hearing the lion sound. So because of that he like hard because of that fear she immediately jumped over the stream and uh, without drinking water she jumped out of fear, and because of that great jump she was a pregnant lady, pregnant deer. So because of that, out of great fear, because of jump and all those things, that she immediately that fetus came out from that pregnant deer, pregnant doe, and it fell in the river. And that doe, mother doe, because of so much exertion, out of fear, out of great jump, and also because of that fetus as discharged, he went to a cave, and because of that exertion, she died. So this small fawn, like fawn, is the son of this deer, is called as fawn. He was he fell from that womb and into that river, and he Bharat Maharaj saw this that oh this fawn has born and there was no one to look after and his mother also died. So he showed some compassion to the deer and he brought the deer to his hermitage, to his ashram. So till this point it is fine. So he showed some compassion. So, but what happened slowly was that uh, he started developing attachment to the deer. So that how he slowly he developed that attachment that was mentioned. That he like when he brought the deer, we know that deer is like very uh, pet animal, like very even if someone sees some deer, it looks very attractive. And what to speak of this like small deer, which is like very tender small deer, fawn. So therefore, Bharat Maharaj, because there was no one to look after that small deer, he became very much affectionate because he was the one who thought that I should maintain this deer. So he began to maintain it. He began to raise it by giving some grasses, and he always thought that he like other tigers and other animals may attack it. So therefore, he was very careful to protect it, and like the deer also because that he is being taken care of that deer. So the deer also became attached, or he because deer also be with the Bharat Maharaj, and it pet like it also used to come to him. So he also is sometimes out of love he used to kiss that pan. So in this way Bharat Maharaj developed lot of love for the deer, and slowly he started neglecting his rules and regulations. of spiritual life, and he forgot the worship of the Supreme Lord. So, and he forgot about his spiritual advancement. So, like this is how he got attached to the deer. So, like it was called as misplaced compassion. So, misplaced compassion means generally, like it is not wrong to have some affection to some for some animal or someone who is in difficulty, but that compassion should not lead to neglect of his own bhakti or his own, and it should actually, that compassion should elevate the other person in the spiritual life. It should not to on that bodily level. So this example of Bharat Maharaj here, that is coming, showing that like one can be, like one can show sympathy and compassion, but that sympathy and compassion should be on the spiritual level. It should not be on the material level. If it is on material level, that can cause, if it is obstructing one's devotion to the Lord, that will cause obstacle in the path of devotional service. So that's how, therefore, Bharat Maharaj is now not able to perform his devotional activities also. So generally, the devotees, they are observed, they are advised to perform sadhana bhakti regularly, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and like regularly perform some kind of worship to the Lord, like Mangalarti, morning take bath, worship the deities, chant Hare Krishna mantra, hear Bhagavatam, and all the reading Bhagavatam, and all the rules that are set in Bhakti scriptures, that one should follow those things strictly. But if one deviates from that process, there is a danger of one falling down from advanced stage. So Bharat Maharaj, he is having Bhava stage. We have seen how his heart is melting, tears are coming. But still, now because of attachment to a spawn, because of that misplaced compassion, he slowly started neglecting his own worship of the Lord, and he forgot the the worship as important, and his attention got diverted. So therefore, it is a great lesson that all the devotees should not divert their attention to the devotional service through some mind may give some tricks. Oh, you should show compassion to this person, that person, but one should be very very careful. So like his mentality, like his compassion is also coming from his thinking only. He was thinking that by the fate, by the arrangement of the Lord, that deer has come to me, and it has taken shelter, and by the arrangement of Lord, the deer got rid of his mother, father. He doesn't have any companions. So therefore, if I only think of my own welfare, and thinking of my own sadhana, and if I neglect the deer which has come to me, then I am actually selfish person. So therefore, I should not be selfish, only caring about my sadhana. I should take care of this deer. I should take care of this deer. So therefore, then only I will please the Lord. So in that way, he kind of like he justified his thought process that I should not, I should not neglect this deer, and I can compromise my spiritual practice. So in this way, he like intellectually got like little bit. This is also one more conviction he developed. So therefore, he slowly he used to raise the deer, protect it. He used to gratify it, fondle it, gently playing with it, and so, and he saw that it took shelter of me. So therefore, how can I neglect it? So even though it is disturbing my spiritual life, I understood that this person, helpless person, took shelter of me. You should not neglect me. So therefore, compassion in general, there should be like compassion, the acharyas, they have mentioned that they have greatest compassion. It's not compassion is not denied, but that compassion should be on the spiritual level. So he could not understand that a deer cannot, an animal, it cannot be brought to the spiritual level. So, and also, like while showing compassion, one should be also taking care of oneself and then show compassion to others. One himself is not like it should not be at the cost of his own spiritual practice. And generally, the compassion should always be a balancing of the spiritual aspect. It should not never be material alone. So, therefore, one should always raise the person to the spiritual consciousness. But he neglected that. So, therefore, he is like kind of neglected his own sadhana. He is completely disturbed from worshipping the Lord. So, he kind of thought that although he may be in renounced order or one who is advanced, he should feel compassion for the suffering for all the living entities. So one should neglect his own personal interests, although they may be very important, but for the person who has surrendered to oneself. So all this pastime of Bharat Maharaj, the Lord want to show that if something is obstructing some bhakti in the form of even if it is material philanthropy, one should not get diverted to that material philanthropy. One should give importance to bhakti. So that's what Lord wanted to show to this pastime of Bharat Maharaj through the example of Bharat Maharaj. So, like everyone in this world, they suffer or enjoy based on their past karma. So even if material comforts one wants to give, that will come to others based on their karma. So therefore, it is most important to give the spiritual culture, spirituality. And acharyas are very, even we know the example of Prabhupada and others who did not care about their own health and other things. They sacrificed everything out of compassion for the spiritual upliftment of others. So that kind of compassion is highest glorified and that is encouraged, but not this material compassion. That's the thing that we can learn. So in this way, he was like he neglected his own sadhana, and because of this attachment for the deer, he used to lay with that deer. He used to walk with that deer whenever he is going bathe. He used to take that deer with him. So his heart completely became filled with affection for the deer instead of Lord. So whenever he went to forest to collect some kusha grass or any other items, flowers, woods, anything. He thought that other animals will come and kill this deer, so therefore I will take this deer along with me. So in this way, he used to take the deer along with him to the forest, and then like uh, because of deer, which is fawn, which is very attractive, some uh, many attractive things it used to do. So he used to carry on his shoulders. His heart would become so low, and sometimes he used to sleep with him. He used to keep that deer on his chest, on his lap. In this way, he developed a lot of pleasure in dealing with the deer. So even while worshipping the Lord, also while performing rituals, he was like completely distracted. So he is performing some ritual, and time to time he sees the deer, whether he is there, whether that he is there or not. And when he sees the deer comfortably situated, he offers his blessings. That, oh my dear calf, you may be happy in all respects. You should be happy, like that. He was very happy. And sometimes, while performing these rituals, when he doesn't see that, when he doesn't see, uh, okay. So basically, he was like completely absorbed in the deer, and he slowly all his practices came down. So we'll see. I will stop here. Maybe next time we will see what is how he step by step he is spiritual practices got weakened, and how he got attracted, and how he became a deer in the next life, and how he lamented that situation, and how the Lord protected even in the deer's life, next life, because worship of the Lord will never go waste. So his bhakti did not decrease, although he became a deer. In that way, Lord protected him. And at the same time, that is a lesson for all of us to not neglect our spiritual duties. So that all these lessons we will learn from Bharat Maharaj pastime. So we stop here. If anyone has anything to discuss, otherwise we'll end here.
Hare Krishna, Babaji.
Hare Krishna.
So
Hare Krishna. Thanks so much.
maybe we'll end here. Thank you
Yes.
everyone. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam.